What is the one tactic that 10x'd my growth? When I learned this allowed me to get into momentum faster and faster. If you've ever been grabbing at shiny objects or bouncing around, spinning your wheels, trying to figure out where to get started, this tip is for you. So, several years ago, I would go through this pattern, and let me know if this sounds like you. You can put it in the comments down below. Of course, I will always reply to them. Several years ago, I would start on something. I would start getting moving. I would start going. There was a time that I was building a course, right? I started building the course, and I started getting momentum. I started getting the videos done. I started getting the worksheets done. And then I had a day where I got up, and I felt this huge amount of doubt. And I started getting really hard on myself. I started procrastinating. I stopped doing the videos, and this just led to a downward spiral, right? I started beating myself up all the time. Why am I not doing this? Why can't I sit down and just get this done? And I talked to my coach about it after, I think it went on for 2 or 3 weeks. I remember I just kept getting more and more angry, and I got less and less done, and I was super frustrated. And I talked to my coach about it at the time, and my business coach sat me down and they said, okay, so you have a couple options here. What you're doing is you are looking at something, you're beating yourself up, you're using a huge stick on yourself, and that's making you feel worse and worse and worse. And you haven't learned the lesson yet. And the lesson is that you just need to sit down and do it. But the more you beat yourself up, the more you're feeling that. But what would happen if you could hit yourself once with a stick and say, okay, I need to do this. I did something wrong. I need to fix it. I need to course correct. And you took that lesson and you move forward with it. What if you did that instead of constantly just beating yourself up? See, here's the thing. When we were growing up, especially in school, we were disciplined and we were told we needed to do things a certain way. And then we were made to feel bad. We were shamed into doing it through a giant stick. And the carrot, the reward was you're not going to feel shame anymore. You'll get to do the next thing. What my business coach offered me, though, was what if you could learn the thing, if you could look at it and you say, okay, I failed at something. I struggled with this. I didn't get it 100% correct. But here's the lesson that I need to learn to move forward. And then you just learned that lesson and you went and implemented it. What if you could just take the feeling bad, the guilt, the shame, the beating yourself up with a stick away and just learn the lesson and move forward? I struggled with that. When they told me it, I sat there and I was like, but it can't be that easy. And he said, well, why not? Why can't it be that easy? Well, I need to feel the pain. I didn't do good enough. I'm not worthy of getting the result. And he said, stop right there. You are 100% worthy. Does God love you? Are you put here with a purpose? Are you doing what you're meant to do? Then you are worthy. So you can't ever say that you're not worthy. If you're worthy, then feeling bad, beating yourself up doesn't do any good because we all make mistakes. We all have failures. Failure is a huge part of the process, right? We are going to fail at things, especially when we are new at them. We're going to fail over and over and over. The only thing that matters is that we learn why we failed and we implement what we can do to get it right. Now, if you fail at something and you let somebody down, you need to apologize to them. They're going to understand. People are pretty understanding. They're forgiving, especially when you're just honest about it, right? When you make excuses, people are going to be less forgiving because they know that you're BSing them. But if you're just honest and you own up to it, they're going to forgive you. Take the lesson, implement it. So what I started doing, this actually came from Hal, the guy who wrote the Morning Miracle. I do the 5-minute rule. So if I need to beat myself up a little bit, I'll take 5 minutes. I'll actually set a timer. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be frustrated that this didn't work out. When that timer dings, it is time to take the lesson and move on. Now, how did this 10x my growth? Couple ways. One, it stopped me from feeling bad all the time. It stopped me from feeling like I wasn't doing good enough because all of that, I just let it go. And it didn't happen overnight. It took some time and like some focus, but I changed my vibe. I changed what I said to myself completely to I'm moving forward. I'm back in momentum. I've learned the lesson. I'm implementing it and I'm moving forward from I'm horrible. I'm not good enough. I'm failing. I switched how I talk to myself. I did the 5-minute rule. I would listen for 5 minutes. I would get angry. I'd get frustrated. And then boom, I'd let it go. I'd say, what am I learning from this? And I'm going to go implement it. And believe it or not, as I've done that, I don't even need the 5 minutes anymore. A lot of times I just let it go and I move on. So this saved me from getting into that downward spiral that we talked about. How many times have you been in that downward spiral and it goes from 1 day to 2 days to a week to you abandon the project, or you come back to the project later, or the project took you 5 times as long as it should have? This is how it 10x my growth, because now if I fail at something, I take the lesson, I learn it, I implement it, I move on. I take the lesson, I implement it, and I move on. I do that over and over and over again, and that has allowed me to move much faster and stay in a positive state of momentum. So, hope you found this helpful. Leave your comments down below. Always reply to them if you have any questions, or if there's something I can do to help you, put them in the comments down below. Until next time, take action, change lives, and make money. We'll see you soon.